Welcome to Romanian River channel and offline stream number 7 or thereabouts. As can be observed, we're not on Earth anymore, so this is probably not War Thunder. At least not War Thunder, since they forgot to do any interesting April Fools, but whatever. This game is called Robocraft, and it's basically a game about building robots and killing them before they kill you. So basically standard affair. Now, the twist between this game and say something like World of Tanks or War Thunder or any of the other ones basically is that you build what you use. In this game you don't unlock vehicles, you unlock components for the vehicles. Armor, tracks, wheels, top wingy bits, so on and so forth. Now, the interesting bits. The tech tree is sort of reminiscent in a way, I'd guess, of the Final Fantasy X's hub system or Path of Exile's hub system. But unlike Path of Exile, I've never actually played Final Fantasy X. I like women, sorry. Is the fact that you don't have, you're not forced to go down one path and then branch back around. So, basically. Yeah. Sorry for the traffic, but it's too hot in here and anyway. One part of the tech tree is basically your armor. From, I do believe, tier 2 onwards you get shielding, which is basically armor with a regenerating layer, so to say. You also get from tier 4 how can I put this? Armored gas bags, which you can use to build dirigibles. That is one of the long-term goals for me. And various shapes of armor, like for example you have rounded shapes, which you can use to do conical turrets or something like that. Not conical, hemispherical turrets or however you call them. And basically design stuff to fit together better. You have mobility systems or locomotion aids in the form of thrusters, wheels, hover blades, which basically make your robot float like it's on a hovercraft type cushion thing. But thanks to the physics currently in the game, if you exceed a certain altitude with these, there's no telling where you'll go. I saw somebody who was using this in conjunction with caterpillar tracks get catapulted across the map one time. So you also have aerofoils, which mix quite well with thrusters, as you can imagine, because aerofoils are wings for the layman's people. And rather ironically, rudders and aerofoils aren't interchangeable. Yes, you can use either as the other, but rudders don't provide as much lift, and trying to control an aircraft with an aerofoil is an exercise in futility mixed with insults. I'll put it to you that way. Besides that, these are new. What are these? Use this higher tier aero rods. We'll have to see what those are. We do have... I think we do? No, not yet. Or we'll have to downgrade the robot back to tier 5 and see what these are about. Or just go through this. God knows. Interesting. Anyway, you're getting higher and higher up in tier. From tier 5 you also have rotor blades, which you turn your robot into a helicopter. Not much to say there. Walker legs, which unfortunately aren't straight, so I can't build a Gundam, you sons of bitches. Anyway, and the general idea. The hover blades don't suffer as much from terrain bumps and stuff like that in the terrain. Wheels are really fast, but they slide all over the place. Even when you're on sand, you're basically Tokyo drifting. Not good, not bad, depends on your playstyle. Caterpillar tracks are slow as fuck, but you can go up almost a 90-degree incline. You will see this later in the game when I actually get to part 2 and actually gameplay, not just presenting the game. What else? Rotor blades go up and down. You don't really have side thrust as much as you'd want. You do have some, but skis are a good thing to have on aircraft or some type of wheeled vehicles if you really want to go that way. And that's about it for locomotion. You have up to Megablade and, if I'm not mistaken, Mega Wheels. Yep. What's Mega Blades or Mega Wheels? They go with building Mega Robots, which get unlocked when you get this, which have their own game mode dedicated for them. Now, onto Z weaponry, which is probably an interesting thing, but unfortunately quite short. Not much to look at right now. You start off with SMGs. SMGs are basically close spray and pray weapons. They work quite well as anti-aircraft weapons though, not as well as a well-aimed railgun shot from a tracked vehicle, which can get maximum accuracy. Oh yeah, that's one other thing about locomotion methods. Most of these weapons have a recoil of one sort or another. You see it more in a more significant fashion with the railgun and also the plasma launcher. If you're flying around, say on a blimp or on an aircraft or a helicopter, and you shoot sidelong with the railgun, you'll possibly get flipped over 180 on the what is it called? The horizontal. Now, basically, as I said, SMG spray and pray, railguns, very accurate, very long range, and they the way they do damage is they breach in a linear fashion. Damage is dealt linearly, so they penetrate their target. Yes, you can deal with situations where you over penetrate, go out one end and go in one end and out the other and do not much damage, but you can also, well, basically snap a tank in half and have half of the tank vanish. That's one of the peculiarities I'll get into when talking about building robots. The plasma launcher deals its damage in a spherical fashion, so it's basically an artillery piece. Quite formidable against lightly armored tanks or tanks with armor from the previous tier versus the plasma gun. Like for example, plasma starts at tier 3. It's devastating versus tier 2 armor. Not so much versus tier 3, and you're basically pissing against the wind versus tier 4. Life. Now, from tier 6 onward, you get access to the Nanotech Disruptor, which, as you can see, either damages enemies very close in a continuous stream type attack, or heals allies, continuous stream type healing. Not much to say here. By the way, this is currently my favorite type of weapon, mostly because it doesn't matter on what type of platform you are, hovering, tracked, whatever. It's a constant stream. You will eventually hit. Kind of like the SMG. When you're dealing with unstable platforms, best to have something that outputs a lot of damage and a lot of package. Now, tier 8, you have the plasma blades, which are single-use melee weapons. You get them close to an enemy, smack them. Not much to say. Pretty decent by what I hear with medics, so probably gonna invest in these when I get up to them. One thing is, once they are expended, they are expended. You need a medic to heal you. Now, of these, the Nanotech Disruptor, the Blade, the SMG, and I do believe the Railgun, yeah. Only the SMG gets a Mega version for the Mega robots. Kind of fucked up, but well, the game's still in development, so yeah. The Plasma Launcher gets a Plasma variant, which looks quite sexy, to be honest. Now, last bit to deal with before going into the building part of this video. Building, not bully, whatever I said. Is the ECM and ECCM type stuff. Not necessary usually, because you can't see the enemy without actually seeing them on the minimap. You just have to be more observant. As a sniper, that's a very good skill to have, by the way, because you can oftentimes see the glow or the silhouette of a enemy robot glow from, like, for example, SMGs, plasma guns, or whatever, long before you can actually either see their actual distinct profile or even their information, name, health bar, so to say. And taking a speculative shot isn't always a bad idea. Now, radar, not much to say, to be honest. It's radar. You see stuff farther and farther away. Radar can get jammed, which makes you hidden for the enemy, and also sometimes, depending on your proximity to the enemy, also could jam their radar proper. And then you also get the radar receiver, which is basically you collate radar information from your allies, which is very useful for aircraft or not necessarily medics, but sniper types as well. Oh, and when you unlock the Megaseat, you can then unlock this, which obviously helps quite a bit building a gigantic robot, as you can imagine. Now, this is the tech tree. Simple and expanding. Did not know about these. Gonna have to have a look at these. Now, moving onward. The garage is where you have your robots, and you can select each one in particular. Currently, this is the only functional one. This is in refurbishment phase because it's not doing too well with its current armor, and you need to really figure out what to use it for. I think it's more an SMG type, possibly artillery, or I could convert it into a helium-based dirigible type. I'll see. This is my current robot, which is a tracked medic. Now, you load the robot, simple. When it's not already loaded, it'll take a bit of time to actually load the geometry and stuff like that. When building a robot, you either go via the tab button to open the menu and then select either inventory to select already acquired blocks. Chassis usually has armor and the helium type gas canister. Movement, hardware, shielding, armor, or anything that could be used as a weapon. Special contains your pilot seat, which is the most important component of your tank. Radar, ECM, ECCM, and so on and so forth. The headlamp is basically a light. Not necessarily currently, but maybe down the line when they actually do something like, say, for example, night battles, it might be actually useful. God knows. Anyway, then you go to the cube depot, which you can buy anything you've currently researched. Not much to say. Everything's complete. nicely put, no hassle, no problems, nothing. Tech tree already covered. Social, I'm an anti-social git, so no. Robot shop is the premium shop, and basically you can buy either fully assembled robots or cosmetic stuff. Is this pay to win? Is it pay to lose? Is it just pay to have fun? You can have fun without it. And to be honest, the current way the game is balanced, you can afford to have, for example, tier 6 armor on a tier 5 vehicle if everything else on the vehicle is tier 5. You can basically have an ironclad type design, so to say. Yeah. What else is there to say about it? The building the robot phase. This guy is your most important component in your tank, flyer, whatever. If this guy gets disconnected from the rest of the tank or is killed, your tank goes away. If he gets disconnected from the tank, he'll oftentimes be left floating around or connected to whatever did not get disconnected. Like for example, if somebody shot me with a railgun through here with enough power, it could kill this, and I lose this whole part. Fighting aircraft is quite funny with that piece of knowledge, because simply put, you can down aircraft by snapping the cockpit clean off. That's why most higher level players seem to be placing their cockpit higher up on the vehicle, hidden, so you'd have to actually punch through most of the vehicle to get it. Less knowledgeable ones like myself built aircraft which could get shot down with one shot. Now, placing blocks. Currently, for some fucked up reason, you can't really start building from a certain level, but you can move it up or down the current blocks within the garage, pardon, I'm not French, damn it, by either you press the what's it called? You press the slash button to go down on the keyboard, and the point, I don't know how else to say it in goddamn English, to make it go up. But you can't, start from a certain level. You have to have blocks already on that level to start. Like for example now, as you can see, and you can't go down unless it's possible to go down, if there's no blocks blocking the descent, so to say. Yeah, what else? Not much else to say, to be honest. Considering my lack of videos, even though I said it'll be a couple of days, but this game turned out to be a bit more complicated than I originally thought. There's a lot of depth to this damn thing. This let's play offline stream will be 6 parts long, so consider this almost tutorial a bonus, and either tomorrow or the day after it'll be another video, and Sunday another one. Tomorrow most likely first video in the Metro Last Light series, and a horror game Sunday evening. Why? Because I'm a masochist. Now, I'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll get to the quite World of Tanks-esque gameplay. Why World of Tanks? Because wherever you go, you will not get rid of the window lickers. Anyway, see you in a bit.